Hey, this is Henry here. As you can tell, I'm not in Rome anymore. I'm actually in a hotel room. This is because I'm actually in quarantine in Hong Kong. Today I'm going to go through the things that you need to know before you travel to Hong Kong if you have upcoming plans to come here. The first thing being the requirements for entry. This is highly dependent on which country you are coming from. At the moment, they have categorized each country into different categories, being extremely high risk, medium risk, and low risk countries. So this will determine which documents you need to bring, as well as the entry requirements for you. This will also impact the length of your quarantine. Personally, I flew here on a work visa as I'm beginning a research position here in Hong Kong. Therefore, as I flew from Europe, from Rome, Italy, I took a flight with a layover in Doha, and then from Doha I went straight to Hong Kong. What I needed for myself, because Italy is considered a medium risk country, was confirmation of my booking for 21 days quarantine here in Hong Kong. However, if you are coming from a higher risk country, this is different. You will need to have a proof of a PCR test from a government approved lab in your country before you depart. Also to note, if you are coming from a medium risk country but you have a layover in a high risk country, a country listed as high risk by Hong Kong, then you'll also need to have proof of a PCR test. Due to the fact that I went through Doha, which is in Qatar, this is not a high risk country, therefore I didn't need a PCR test.
Yes peeps, now in Doha airport, about to board in about 2 hours time. It's been a pretty long day, man. Been awake since AM in Rome time. Now I'm in Doha time, and so I've got like another 15 hours to go.
At the moment, the reasons for entry are simply the main three, which is you're a Hong Kong resident returning, you are coming here to study, therefore on a student visa, or you have a position of work here, therefore you can enter Hong Kong on a work visa. So I highly recommend before traveling that you consult the HK government website. Just type in Hong Kong COVID website into Google and it will take you straight to their website, which details exactly the requirements that you need to travel. So you can expect a number of different checks before you depart. At Rome Fiumicino, I had checks to see that I had my designated hotel booked, as well as a valid passport and valid visa stroke reason to enter Hong Kong. So I strongly suggest that you do check before you travel exactly the requirements needed for yourself. This will save you a lot of time as well as hassle. But I can say everything will be checked thoroughly. It was the same case when I landed in Doha. I had thorough checks again to ensure I had everything that was required.
We are mid-air en route to Hong Kong and close to landing. Been awake now for nearly 24 hours, so apologies for the looks, but when I land it's going to be 4 PM and I can transition smoothly.
So when you arrive at Hong Kong airports, you can expect a number of different checkpoints. I can't remember the total, but it's the most checks I've ever had at an airport anywhere. As you go through and check your forms, one thing I would recommend before departing is to download the StayHomeSafe App, I believe it's called, which is the official government hotel quarantine app to keep track of you, and they do give you this high-tech watch which you must wear for the duration of the quarantine. I recommend downloading that, as there is a form on there which generates a QR code which just essentially says where you're coming from, where you're quarantining at, your reason for travel, etc. And then they use this QR code at different checkpoints basically to generate the watch for you, to check your forms, to basically set you up for your quarantine. Then after, you will do a COVID test, which is the nasal and saliva swab. After that, you take your test to be analyzed and you continue on. They give you some food and you must wait in this kind of school exam like area for your COVID test results. Interestingly for me, it was actually very fast, about just over 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes. We got our results, which was negative. Your reward for a negative test is you get a free shuttle bus to your hotel to quarantine. I mean, that was the highlight of my day. But also this is a big improvement, because I did see that months ago they didn't actually have a lab set up at the Hong Kong airport, so the wait time was around 6 to 9 hours, whereas now the wait time is about 2 to 4 hours. But because the airport is practically deserted, it was a very quick turnaround time and I got my result fairly quickly. I think 2 hours is acceptable. So that's what you can expect at the airport. Then you'll go onto the shuttle bus straight to your hotel, where you will check in, and once you're in the room you must activate that StayHomeSafe app, the last step, and walk around a bit to make sure the tracking device is all set, and then you're ready to go. You have 21 days in the same hotel room. So I can say in general the whole procedure was fairly smooth. There are a lot of checks, so do expect that and be prepared to have every document you have, from your passport to your visa to any ID cards to your quarantine hotel, your reason to travel, your test. Expect these to be scrutinized thoroughly, but it's expected due to the current circumstances. And then once you are in quarantine, I believe you have a quarantine test on day 12 and on day 19. And once you're negative for both these tests, on day 21 you can successfully exit. I'm currently staying at the Penta Hotel in Kowloon. In this quarantine package, your meals are included, so they give you breakfast, lunch and dinner. However, kindly they also allow, if you have any friends, to drop things off for you at the counter, which they have open I think until from 8 AM to 10 PM. And also they allow you to order stuff, so if you need to order any products or food from like Food Panda, Deliveroo, you can also do that. So I think that's actually quite nice. So overall I'd say my experience traveling to Hong Kong so far and relocating in a less than ideal time has been okay so far, and I'm enjoying the quarantine as it allows me to focus on a lot of work that I have to do, take the time to do lots of yoga, stretching and some kind of home workout, and also to do some other tasks which I have on my list, such as beginning to learn Mandarin, etc. I hope this video has been useful. I'll be putting out some more content on my whole experience in this hotel quarantine here in Hong Kong. Thanks for watching and see you guys next time. Peace out.